What's up, bitches? So season 17 just dropped not too long ago here, and taking a look at some of the weapons. There's some really unique ones here and some stuff we've gotten that we haven't seen in a while. Strictly referring to the Bump in the Night rocket launcher. The reason we haven't seen something like this in a while is because it's an aggressive frame and it has some really good PvE perks if you like running rocket launchers. Now, the last aggressive frame rocket that we've seen was the He's in Vengeance from Vault of Glass, which was, not super long ago, but it was a while. And there's only, besides from Bump in the Night and He's in Vengeance, there's only two other aggressive frame rocket launchers in the game right now that can be used, which one being the Bad Omens and two being Heretic. Now, Bad Omens, I don't believe you can get anymore. Heretic, you can get from Altars of Sorrow. So what I want to do is I just want to go through these rocket launchers, see what's good, see what's bad, see what we would keep, what we wouldn't, and why Bump in the Night is probably worth crafting this season. So Bad Omens, in the barrel options here, obviously hard launch we're going to be using. In the magazine option, we don't have impact casing, so we don't want to keep a Bad Omens. We want to get that 10% damage bonus to direct hits, which is really strong and makes these rockets really good. In the third column for Bad Omens, some pretty good stuff: tracking, field prep, auto loading. Fourth column, pretty much no damage perks, so Bad Omens is pretty much going to be an instant shred. We don't really want to keep this. Heretic is probably the third best option here. You do have access to hard launch and impact casing. In the third column, you have some pretty good perks. I mean, best in slot's probably going to be field prep because you get that extra ammo, and fourth in slot probably going to be lasting impression or demo if you want to go for, back-to-back rockets with a grenade. Pretty large burst damage. It's pretty good. Overall, though, Heretic doesn't really do it for me, even though it is pretty good. He's in Vengeance, probably the second best option here. Hard launch, impact casing, exactly what we're looking for. In the third column, really good perks here. We have tracking, we have auto loading, we have impulse amplifier, we have overflow if you like running overflow for 2 rockets. Even in the fourth column, we do have lasting impression. We also have demolitionist as well. We also have Vorpal, but Vorpal got the heavy nerf, so it's only going to be a 10% damage boost for power weapons, which is it's okay if you have nothing else. That's where the Bump in the Night comes in. Bump in the Night has some pretty good options here. So taking a look at Bump in the Night, first I want to mention that it is a craftable weapon, so you can craft pretty much the god roll, PvP, rocket launcher. So again, this has hard launch and impact casing, which is what we're looking for. By the way, I keep mentioning hard launch. Hard launch increases the velocity of the rocket by 15, which is really good and really what we want, since this isn't going to have intrinsic tracking, and we're probably not going to craft tracking at all. We're going to want the higher velocity to ensure that we actually can hit whatever we're shooting, in case it's like moving, stuff like that, so you don't have to like lead your shot too much. So yeah, in the third column, we do have access to tracking, but again, we're probably not going to craft tracking. However, field prep and auto loading, and we can craft the enhanced versions of these in the third column. So enhanced field prep with a 1 rocket reserve mod on your chest can get you 10 rockets. I have that crafted on my red herring, which I've pretty much been using this whole time until I got one of these here. And if you do like doing Izzy rockets, you can craft the enhanced auto loading holster as well. So yeah, those two are definitely going to be best in slot. And again, like I said, you can craft this, so you don't have to rely on RNG. In the third column, or in the fourth column rather, we do have access to Frenzy. Now, Frenzy will give you a 15% damage increase when it's active, and it stays active for quite a while once you get Frenzy rolling. So again, the reason Frenzy is good for this rocket is if you're just doing, or just in general, if you're just looking for, some passive damage bonuses, Frenzy is going to be one of the best ones out there. After doing this like seasonal content on the Leviathan, and we're like 10 under the power requirement. Frenzy is really nice, and having that just damage bonus without doing anything but shooting ads is really top tier in my opinion. It's basically just free damage, which is what we're going to be looking for. So my role for the Bump in the Night is going to be hard launch, impact casing, field prep, and Frenzy. It's probably what I'm going to be crafting. I'll be crafting it with a velocity masterwork, and I'll be throwing a boss spec on that as well. Also, one thing that Bump in the Night has that none of the other rocket launchers have is an intrinsic perk. It's called Extrovert. Final blows while near combatants or near nightmares restores health. Honestly, it's probably not that good on this rocket. Maybe on some other guns like a shotgun or something like that, it's probably going to be really good, but this doesn't really see too much utility on this rocket launcher. Another thing too, this is a stasis rocket launcher, so any stasis synergy while you're running a stasis subclass is going to be there as well. So yeah, I mean, overall, is this thing worth crafting? 100%. This is probably going to be my go-to rocket for a very long time until something a little bit better comes out. I do like the, you know, the Hake precision or the precision frames that have the intrinsic tracking in them, but they just don't do enough damage for me. Even though the tracking is nice, I hardly ever run into problems where I like wish I had tracking on a rocket launcher. But yeah, this is gonna be top tier in my opinion. I definitely recommend just crafting one and keeping it in your vault in case you ever want to level it up, because this will definitely see some playtime. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.